Hello everyone, we've got a video on the total market cap, and a bit of a macro overview. I think we can call this one a journey to the moon and back. Looking at the macro chart, you can see where the name comes from, and we've drawn some interesting lines here, give an indication of what is possible happening in the market right now. If we look at the current uptrend, you'll note that we had the pullback we talked about in our previous video, but we did not have a quick bounce there. And it looks like we could be repeating the type of pattern we've had previously. And I will refer you to this run-up we had in 2019. Apologies, this chart is not acting like it should, I think I need to draw it a bit in. The time frame is so large here. You will note that we had this weekly run-up. It was 5 weeks of green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th week, we broke under the upwards trend line with a significant candle. Level there was about 269 billion, and it came all the way down to 229, only to be followed by a full reversal green candle and another green candle, shooting star top. And what is very interesting is you will note that this particular upwards trend line, a lot of TA analysts will move this trend line now to the new area where they think the bottom is. But this trend line should remain just where it is, because this trend line becomes a very useful tool, as it effectively indicates where the top of this particular bull run was. And if we compare this, there we had a 5 weeks of up run, followed by a red candle, followed by 2 green candles and a higher top, although the candle eventually ended in a red candle. And if we look at the weekly chart, we see it is certainly not so negative as some might make it appear to be. The long-term trend line is here located at the lower end, and you will note we also made that a longer-term trend line, and that's a specific reason why we've done the longer-term trend line, to also indicate that the crash actually occurred. You will note there had to be a pullback to the long-term trend line, then there was a crash through this trend line. Now, if we compare it with our current situation, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. The last candle was large in size and the 2019 occasion, but there we had 5 weeks of upwards movement, so it ends up being quite similar. Could now have a weekly pullback that is quite significant, and perhaps repeat that same pattern of a smallish candle next week, the following week perhaps, and perhaps we reach a top towards the end of November, or perhaps even in December. yeah, this blue trend line could be very useful. On the previous occasion, we reached 50% of the original market cap, which is indeed located at 1.5 trillion currently. And as such, we can see that having another one or two candles to get up to the 1.5 trillion mark is quite feasible to get to those levels. You can see if we were to take it over a time period of a few more weekly candles, it could easily be at towards the end of November. If we have a bit of small candle works up and downs and confusing one, it looks like a consolidation pattern, could even stretch into December. I think this might be very useful just to keep things into perspective. And as I always said in the charting business, when in doubt, zoom out. Also, look what is very significant here is we are quite a distance above these moving averages, and closely corresponds again to the situation we had in 2019 when we started to pull away from the moving averages. Of importance here, thus, if we also compare that, is that this pullback we've had now is not a pullback, it's a pullback from this sharp uptrend line like we had in 2019 as well. It's not a pullback straight to this line in one candle. Of course, if we were to drop under the 34,000 level or so on Bitcoin, and suddenly under this, say 1.23 level, then there is a reason for worry, and that this cycle might not have another leg upwards. But currently, the trend is your friend until there's a clear end. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please consider joining the Smoking Tattooed 200 Club. Reference is made to the Twitter page and the NFT that you purchase to join the Discord club. In the Discord club, we can have detailed discussions and also time for cautionary measures that might otherwise, if we see the chart is turning, one can then look at it and say, warning at this stage, this trade might not go ahead. And it's not possible to do this on the YouTube forum. Also, it's nice to be part of a community where we can look at charts and discuss our different coins that will not be covered in the YouTube sessions. There's limited space. There's only 200 NFTs, so we can only have 200 members, and some members might have more than one NFT. So if you want to join, there's a few NFTs currently. Bottom pricing is, I think, currently at about $56. And once you've bought your NFT, you can enter the Discord and you are a member of the club. So I hope to see you all there, and hope to have many discussions on the crypto market and some TA with yourselves. Have a nice evening or day further. Cheers.